If you are going through perimenopause and you don't feel aligned with using synthetic hormones, I want you to know there are other ways to support your body, but they need to be done properly. Perimenopause is not a disease. It is a neuroendocrine transition where communications between the brain, especially the hypothalamus and pituitary, and the ovaries starts to change. One of the first things we see is a decline in progesterone, often due to more frequent anovulatory cycles. At the same time, estrogen doesn't drop, it actually fluctuates and in many cases becomes relative dominant. This is why symptoms show up like shorter cycles, heavier or more frequent bleeding, anxieties, poor sleep, breast tenderness, and increased PMS. Now, here's where the natural approach becomes powerful. Hormones are not acting in isolation. They are deeply connected to liver, gut, and nerve system. The liver is responsible for the phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification of estrogen. If these pathways are impaired due to nutrient deficiencies, toxin load, or chronic stress, estrogen can accumulate or be metabolized into more inflammatory forms. Then we have the gut through the strobotomy, which is the collection of gut bacteria involving estrogen metabolism. Your body decides whether estrogen is eliminated or recirculated. If you are constipated, inflamed, or having dysbiosis, estrogen can be reabsorbed, contributing to symptoms like shorter cycles and hormone imbalance. And we cannot ignore the nerve system. Chronic stress increases cortisol, which directly impacts progesterone production and can worsen hormone dysregulation. So, when we take a natural approach, we focus on restoring these symptoms. As a dietitian nutritionist from Green Salt Movement, this is what I focus on clinically. First, nutrient repletion. Magnesium supports the nerve system and hormone regulation. Vitamin B6 is essential for progesterone production and neurotransmitter balance. Zinc plays a role in ovulation and immune function. And omega-3 fat acids help reduce systemic inflammation. Second, liver support. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, and cauliflowers contain compounds that support estrogen metabolism, such as sulforaphane and inositol-3-carbinol. Third, gut health. Adequate fiber intake, hydration, and reduce inflammatory foods help regulate bowel movements and support proper estrogen elimination. And finally, nerve system regulation, because if your body is a constant stress response, it will not prioritize hormone balance. This doesn't mean hormones are bad. For some women, they are necessary and life-changing. But if you choose a natural pathway, it has to be intentional, strategic, and supported by physiology. Perimenopause doesn't have to feel chaotic. When you support your body at the root level, your hormones begin to find their rhythm again. Thank you, bye. Subscribe on my channel.